How do you tell your wife you want more intimacy? Let's answer that. As a therapist that works with couples, one of the most common things that I hear is, I want more intimacy in our relationship. And what usually happens is a couple will sit down in a therapy session and the man will turn to the woman and say, I want more intimacy. And she'll feel blamed and she'll feel like she's not enough and she'll feel pressured, and it won't really help the situation. So there are some things that you can do to create more intimacy in your relationship. If you do it the way that I just said, then you're actually going to create less intimacy in your relationship. So I'm going to show you what is in your control and how you can create that intimacy. Let's talk about my magic machine here. I know it looks kind of like a camel, but it's actually a machine. So this machine creates all different kinds of things. So if you put the ingredients in here, and out comes the product. So if I were making cookies, I would put sugar, flour, butter, eggs, and out would come the cookie. Now, the cookie would then create a consequence or an outcome. What that means is when somebody eats a cookie, it tastes really good and they like the cookie. What happens in therapy is people come to therapy because of certain outcomes. There's consequences to things. And they come and they say, hey, I want to change the outcomes. I want more intimacy in our relationship. The problem is the ingredients to get the outcomes isn't really working. So let's come back to my cookie analogy here. What if I replaced all of the sugar that I put in to create that cookie with salt? What would happen? Nobody would want to eat those cookies. It really wouldn't be a cookie. It would be gross. But just shifting one little ingredient changes everything. So when guys come into my office and they say, hey, Brannon, I want to know how to have more intimacy with my wife. I want to know how to approach my wife so that we can be more intimate. What they need to look at is more the ingredients of what's going into their relationship than the outcomes. Rather than tracking the amount of times you're being intimate or tracking the ways that you're being intimate, look at your relationship as a whole and try to figure out what ingredients you can shift. So let's talk about specifics that actually work to create intimacy in a relationship. Things like trust. Maybe the amount of trust that you have is not enough to create intimacy in your relationship. Another thing that creates intimacy is respect. When you respect your partner, they feel that from you. Empathy, patience, and just love. A partner who's patient, empathetic, trustworthy, loving, they're a safe person that facilitates intimacy in a relationship. Now, if you look at your magic machine here and you have some ingredients like resentment, anger, frustration, entitlement, selfishness, those type of things are going to get in the way of having the conversations with your wife about intimacy. So try to work through those things so that those ingredients are gone. When those ingredients are gone, you replace them with these things, voila, you create intimacy. And you can create more consistent intimacy in your relationship as long as you're focused on the inputs, not the outcomes. So focus on who you are and what you're putting into the relationship, and the chances of having more intimacy are much better. Before I continue on, if you like my magic machine, then please like this video. It will really help me with the algorithm and get more views. I want to caution you about something. You can throw all the right ingredients into the magic machine to create intimacy, and you still might not have it. Your partner, your spouse still might not be available to be intimate with. And when I talk about intimacy, I'm not just talking about sex. I'm talking about intimacy as a whole, emotional intimacy, spiritual intimacy. You are one side of the equation, so you can focus on these things. You can focus on working to be the type of partner that creates safety and trust. But when you do that, also understand that your partner might not want to get vulnerable. They might have past trauma. They might have things that they need to work through in order to be more consistently intimate with you in the relationship. If that's the case, and they're not wanting to do that work, then you might have to step into some honesty and some confrontation. But be kind, be loving, and be empathetic as you go get honest with them about that struggle that you're having in your relationship with the lack of intimacy. One of the most important ingredients that you need in order to create safety and trust is honesty. Now, an honest person is a boundaried person. So go check out my video, How to Set Boundaries in a Relationship, and that will help you learn how to be an honest person in your relationship.